Today I'll share with you the pros and cons of living in Saint-Sauveur, Quebec. Saint-Sauveur is a beautiful small town in the Laurentians in Quebec. It's located about 60 kilometers north of Montreal or 47 kilometers north of Laval, and is really renowned for its beautiful landscape. So now let's start with the cons of living in Saint-Sauveur. The first one that comes to my mind, cost of living. Saint-Sauveur is a popular little town, so that means that the cost of living is slightly higher than what you might find in other regions, other cities in Quebec. Specifically, when you look at real estate, a little bit more expensive, the cost of food, some restaurant. So that's the side effect of having a beautiful town that's really attractive for tourists and for people that live in Quebec. Seasonal nature. What I mean by that is that the fact that Saint-Sauveur is really popular during the winter time for ski and summertime as well, which means that when it's the high season, a lot of traffic within the city. You go to the supermarket, there's a ski resort. It's really crowded. You might find tougher to find a parking someday. And for those people that have a house that live there permanently for the whole year long, they might say that the tranquility of the city is a little bit affected by those peak season. But other than that, it's really nice town. It's really peaceful. Now the cold winters. As you know, there's a lot of snow in Canada, in Quebec, and it's cold. But Saint-Sauveur is even a little bit colder and much more snow. What I mean by that? I live in Laval, which is like 40 minutes drive to Saint-Sauveur. And when I look at the amount of snow I got, let's say I have that amount of snow. In Saint-Sauveur, it will be like twice or triple the amount of snow. And the funny thing is that I play golf. I can start to play golf end of April on the South Shore of Montreal because it's a little bit warmer. Montreal, Laval, I might start to play golf the first week of May. But when I play golf in Saint-Sauveur, it's the end of May because that amount of snow has to melt before I start to play golf. So the winter time in Saint-Sauveur is a little bit longer because of that. Distance from major cities. Some people might say, you know what? Saint-Sauveur is really close. Other people will say, you know what? For certain services, commodities, and job opportunities, I still need to travel to major urban areas such as Laval, Montreal. That's the side effect of living in Saint-Sauveur. But some people, you know what? If they work from home, there's no big deal. But some people might say, you know what? It's still far from Montreal where all the key jobs are located. Traffic. If you own a property and you live in Saint-Sauveur all year long and you work in Laval or Montreal, you'll face some serious traffic in the morning and at night when you drive back home because it's kind of far, 60 kilometers away from Montreal, plus the traffic. You got to be patient and maybe listen to some good podcasts on your way to work. And for those people that only go to Saint-Sauveur on the weekends because it's their secondary residence, when they'll head to their place in Saint-Sauveur on Friday afternoon, they'll hit some traffic. And Sunday afternoon or early evening, when they go back to Montreal or Laval, they'll face some traffic too. So that's part of the game, unfortunately. Limited job opportunity. Saint-Sauveur is really cyclical in the sense that it's really booming when it's high season, like summertime and like winter months for ski. So a lot of jobs are directly correlated with the high season. You work when it's the high season, and when it's not the peak season, you have no job. So that's really unfortunate for some people. Other than that, Saint-Sauveur is really like a residential area with not much job opportunities. So depending on what's your field of expertise, you might have to drive to the bigger cities to find a job. But if you're lucky enough, like I said, to have a job from home because you don't have to commute and your job allows you to work like 4 days a week from home and 1 day a week in the office in Laval, Montreal, you'll be fine. But still, job market is not that strong in Saint-Sauveur itself. Now let's look at the pros. The natural beauty is the one that strikes me the most of Saint-Sauveur. It's really a beautiful place, a picturesque place. You have mountains, lake, forest. It's like really so peaceful and beautiful. It's impossible not to love Saint-Sauveur. The second one, outdoor leisure activities. You can play hockey, you can play golf, you can go skiing, you can hike, go for a nice hike. You got some nice lakes to have all kinds of sports on the lake. You can play hockey, there's a skate park. In other words, if you want to be outside and have fun and move your body, it's the perfect place to go. You'll be really well served. The quality of life is really good in Saint-Sauveur. It's peaceful, it's quiet. You're not in the rhythm is much more slower. You're not in the hustle of the city. And that's why a lot of people like to go there because they know like they can go outside, walk in the forest. The pace is slower, so it forces you to, breathe in, breathe out, and just enjoy the beautiful nature. Cultural activities. Saint-Sauveur is a small town, but you'll be exposed to different events, cultural events, art events, theater, different kinds of shows in the city. So within the city, you can have access to all those little exhibitions that the city will host. For instance, myself, I go there for a good dinner with my family. We'll go to those bars and watch a show, or we'll go to see a play at the theater, or watch a music show on the outdoor stage. So it's a small town, but there's plenty of stuff to do culturally, and it's really great. Proximity to services. You don't have all the different services and commodities in Saint-Sauveur, but you got all the necessities, all the daily commodities, you'll have them. You have a supermarket, a drugstore, you have schools, parks, what else? You got everything you need, some restaurants. And what I like the most is that you got a small village where you can walk and stop by the coffee, restaurant, have a drink with your friends. So in terms of all the daily necessities, you have everything you need. If you're really picky and you have some specific needs, you want access to specific commodity services, you might have to drive further away, but in itself, Saint-Sauveur has plenty to offer. Last but not least, Saint-Sauveur is really close to Montreal. It's an hour to an hour and a half away, depending on traffic. You're in nature, you want access to some stuff in Montreal. You want to go see a show in Montreal? Well, you check your phone for ways to make sure you avoid the traffic. You can be in Montreal in an hour and 15 minutes. The opposite, you're in Montreal, you're tired of seeing concrete, you want to go to Saint-Sauveur, you take your car, you drive north. So it's really close to Montreal. It makes it appealing because you don't have to drive for 2 hours and a half to go there. You're just easy access. If you have a project of buying or selling a property, send me an email, call me, because my team and I were there to help, to guide you from A to Z so that your transition is really smooth. We'll schedule a Zoom, face-to-face meeting, and we'll take your project at heart because we're really there to help. Take good care of yourself in the meantime. And if you like those kinds of videos, I was going to say, stick around because I got more coming up. Take good care, guys, and I'll see you around.